All right, so this should be pretty interesting. I figured, well, let me start over. Actually, I should say, hello everyone. Thank you for joining Natalia's Kitchen. It means so much to me that you're tuning in. But what I wanted to say is this should be pretty interesting. Yesterday, I released my cookbook, which is called Balance, the No Diet Diet. Super proud of it. It's done great within my family and friends, so I'm ecstatic, just completely ecstatic. I put a lot of hard work into it for the last, honestly, it seems like a year, but I think it was clearly like four months. So either way, I'm not a celebrity. I am just a regular old Southern Colombian girl. So I want to promote my book. And what do celebrities and famous people or well-known authors, what do? They go on radio stations, they go on TV, they get interviewed, right? Well, I do not have that yet. Did you see that yet? Because it could happen. You never know. But until, magic wands and all these great things start happening, I'm going to interview myself. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? Okay, so the reason I'm doing it is because I think people would love to know, where it all started for me, how I ended up, the love, where did the love for healthy food and wanting to end up making a cookbook, where did this all come from? So if you'll bear with me, I am a Gemini, so I am technically two people all the time, so I figured this was great. I have an alter ego. She's not very friendly in, social settings, but since we're nice and closed in our home, I think we can use her. Her name is Natasha, and Natasha will be interviewing me. So I will try to switch back and forth from her to myself. Should be hilarious, by the way. Only I would come up with this, but anyway. So I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it, and we won't make it very long because the power went out in my condo, and my phone could technically just die at any time. So let's all pray. So give me just 1 second. Natasha will be with you shortly. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me, Natasha, on Natalia's Kitchen. Today I will be interviewing the new cookbook author, Natalia Quintana, on where her love for healthy eating, cooking, all started. So if you'll bear with me, we are going to now start the questioning. Natalia, let's go back to where it all started. Where did your love and passion for healthy eating, cooking really start? And let's go from there. Thank you, Natasha. I really do appreciate it, and thank you for having me today on Natalia's Kitchen, my channel. To be honest, all jokes aside, my love for healthy eating and the passion that I have for it really started since I was really, really little, and I had no idea that this would be the path that I would one day take. That's craziness. But just to give you an idea, I grew up in a very Colombian, happy, cultural family. It revolved around absolutely delicious food, and I associated it with happiness and parties and eating. And my mother, who I love dearly, Miss Maria, she cooked every meal, and I didn't find out till recently that I was a pretty picky eater. So she made every meal, and where we ate these delicious, pastries and dishes and things, those were, the bigger ones for big parties and events and stuff. That really was for big events, family, Christmas parties, birthdays, funerals. I mean, you name it, right? So, but at home, my mom made, oh my gosh, there really wasn't anything that I remember until now that I think about it as a picky eater. She did amazing because I can't really remember things besides some veggies. It took me a long time to like veggies. But besides that, I really loved all food, right? So that's really where my love for healthy eating, for food really started. I should say that correctly. That's where my love for food. I never helped in the kitchen. Sorry, I'm trying to charge my phone so I don't die. But I never was very helpful in the kitchen. That was mostly my sister. Because I was the one that sat on the couch and watched TV with my dad. He wanted me to watch sports and just sit there, and my mom would be like, "Hey, can Tata come help me?" No, she's fine. She's sitting with me. So fast forward these many years later, for me to be sitting here talking about a cookbook that I wrote, it's pretty crazy, right? But because it was such an amazing, I had I'd say a great relationship with food that I never, food is just, it just makes me happy. I can eat something and almost taste it and salivate over it, of all the different things I grew up off of and of eating and all those great Colombian dishes. And that's where love, the love for food came, right? But it's also the reason that I decided to be a healthier consumer of food, for the reason that, traditionally Colombian food is delicious. It can be a little heavy. The dishes can be pretty large, but in Colombia, they eat those dishes, but life's a little different. They walk everywhere. They're a little more active in that sense. So when you are Colombian and you live in another country that is not that same type of, I'd say, activity or mobility, those types of dishes, they really kick in, and your waistline and, if you're prone to having heart disease and high blood pressure, diabetes, and you're still eating the way you did in Colombia, or those great Colombian dishes, whether you're from there or not, born there or not, whatever I should say, but you're enjoying those heavy dishes with those delicious ingredients that aren't necessarily good for you. It catches up with you. So that's part of where it all came from, because seeing family, seeing other, people, around in my life, whether it was at church or was it in the community, whatever it was, or just people at school, whatever it was, not being in their best, not being the best version of themselves, health-wise, with family. My grandmother, who I love so dearly, she lives off, a lunchbox full of, medications she has to take every day. My mom has a lunchbox, although she's not, an overweight person. She has a lot of things that, unfortunately, she's predisposed to. So she is, she's prone to getting heart disease and high blood pressure and hypertension and all these things. So that's where I decided, and I think it was mostly around, it was like around mid college years into definitely right after college. I just had a shift that I was just gonna have a healthier, I was gonna eat healthier, I was just gonna work out and all these things, and that's really where it started. And it's just gotten, it's evolved into so many, into so much more, is what I should say. And my love and passion for it has deepened. As my husband would probably say, the love was not born. The love was not born that many years ago, but now it truly is something that is just part of me. It's just how I cook. It's how I, move. It's how I, help others. And so it just comes really naturally. So I hope that answers your question, Natasha. Yes, Natalia. That was a wonderful answer. Thank you so much. What I'd like to ask you next is, what really prompted you to write a cookbook? And was it something that was always in the cards? Or was this something that, just came out of left field and you just went with it? Did you ever feel like halfway through you wanted to give up? Or this wasn't something that you were up to doing or able to accomplish? Just noticed something on my lips, sorry. Well, Natasha, yes. Because the love for healthy eating, fitness, it's really become, honestly, my passion. So, and I'll fast, I'll rewind for a minute as just to explain where I'm at now. And then it will explain how I got into wanting to do this cookbook. Is, before, like I said, after college, I really got into wanting to work out and eat healthy. I was doing Atkins and all this crazy stuff. I used to work out just because I thought that's what you're supposed to do. You worked out. I wanted it to be an hour. I wanted it to be in a class. I wanted to be in and out. I didn't want to do anything extra. Like, don't ask me any questions. Like, I'm here to work out. This is what I'm doing. I eat healthy because I'm supposed to, and all that. And it evolved into, it's how I eat. It's how I think when I cook recipes. It's now I work out, and I'm sad that my hour is coming to an end, and I want to extend it, and it's my power hour, and it's what makes me feel so good. And now, I work out at 5 a.m. because I have a little one, and my husband leaves, and I'm going to stay at home. Entrepreneur, I'd like to say. So 5 a.m. is my time, and it's where I work out and all these great things and push myself, and now I love it. So I think I've just matured into the person that I think I've always wanted to be. I just had no idea I was going to get to this point, but I'm so proud that I did. Is that food, eating good food, feeling good about myself, my body, honestly, it just helps you project that into everything you do, which is your family, your friends, people around you. It becomes essentially a part of you, right? So I've been trying, and I should say this, one of my favorite people that I look up to really is Lori Harder, and she mentioned one time that she had been, and I'm not quoting her because I can't remember exactly how she said it, but she said that she was always trying to find like that validation or that purpose, like she wanted a title. I have had several jobs. When I say jobs, not careers, jobs. I worked in a florist. I worked at a doctor's office. I worked at a Persian rug store, which I fell asleep, by the way. But anyway, so I think I'd always been, and honestly, I think up until recently, I think I've always just been trying to figure out what my purpose is. What is my purpose? What is my, what's my calling? What's my passion? And to be honest, I think I finally found it. It's just being me. Like, this is me. Me being healthy. Me being happy with my family, my child, taking care of myself, helping others find that balance. And that's what it is balance. Our entire life is just a balance and act. And too much of anything is bad. So that's the challenge every day, is finding the balance in working out, taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, taking care of your relationships, taking care of, your food, all these things that honestly you have to balance every single day, because when you don't, it shows. When you don't eat well, it shows. When you're not happy, it shows. So it's really just finding that balance, right? And for me, it's been really hard because I've wanted something to really lead me into my path, into my reasoning for, being entrepreneur, being able to contribute to my family. Hopefully I won't get emotional, sorry. But I read a quote the other day, and it said, you need to find success in your own